your aim to look like this in Rogue Company? Well, you're in luck because in this video, I'll be talking about tips on how to get better aim in Rogue Company. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. I don't know why I sound like that, bro. My very first tip for you is to practice your aim at the shooting range. This is a very basic tip that you should take advantage of since Rogue Company is giving you the chance to practice your skills. This is literally free and each platform has it, so make sure to use it to your advantage. Now you might be saying, oh, what do I do there then? Well, it's pretty easy, alright? You don't have to do this. Don't rush me, okay? It's pretty easy. You have two options. Either play long range or close range. Or third, play both because doing only long range is for big. Anywho, if you don't know which role you want to play, pick Dahlia or Ronin. They both have great guns and you can play around them and see which one you want to play with. Long or short. Maybe both because, you know, playing only long range are forbidden. Now, the second tip will go with the first tip, and that is the recoil control. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I have to explain much, but theoretically speaking, if you're living under a rock, a recoil control is controlling the recoil of the gun so that you're able to keep the gun in a specific area. So that being said, to control a recoil, go to the shooting range and pick a rogue that you like, or if you're new, I would recommend Ronin. She has great guns and she's free to play. Okay, now just pick a gun that you think would suit you. If you don't like it, you can always change it and just go to a wall and start shooting. And try to control the recoil. And once you're confident with it, try shooting at AIs. Also, don't upgrade the gun because sometimes they'll have that so-called better recoil control upgrade, and this could mess you up at the start of the round, so just leave it out for now. Don't buy it or anything. But you can buy the perk replenish with nimble hands. This just makes reloading faster, nothing special, that's all. But anywho, that's gonna be the second tip on how to get better aim. Now this third tip will also go with tip numero uno and tip numero dos, and that is tracking. Once again, this is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I have to explain much. But anywho, theoretically speaking, if you're living under a rock, tracking means tracking people with your crosshair and trying to keep your crosshair on them for as long as possible. Short story long, just keep your crosshair on a moving target and follow it. That's pretty much it. Now for the practicing part, all you need is a gun and following a moving target on a shooting range. And if you're confident enough, try shooting it and also try controlling the recoil. I believe this is a good practice for recoil control as well for tracking. So if you're up for that challenge, go ahead. It's not that hard, so if you want to, go ahead. Now this fourth tip is aiming at the right target. This is pretty easy to understand once I explain it to you. So basically what I mean by this is to aim on a specific area of the target to become more efficient at gunfights. Short story long, aim for the neck or up. Why do you say that? That's because aiming for the neck will count as a headshot, and you also have a higher chance hitting people with bloom because the crosshairs covers most of the person. So try practicing aiming for people on the neck so that you could get the kill as fast as possible. Keep in mind this technique is mostly used up close since it's gonna be hard to do this technique long range, maybe mid range. If you're able to control the recoil pretty well and track the person pretty well, this technique can become useful to you from close to maybe mid range. So try to practice aiming for people on the neck so that you could get the kill as fast as possible. For the fifth tip to get better aim in Rogue Company, that is to practice melees. I believe practicing melees is the easiest and the fastest strategy to get better. Doing this will make your aim and tracking so much better, and I highly recommend using melees even after the nerf they got. Even if you practice melees in shooting range, if you go up close to an AI and start throwing melee, you can practice your up close tracking, and this can save you in gunfights up close. And like I said before, practicing melee can improve your tracking. And tracking up close is really important because if you keep missing those shots, you will lose that gunfight, because even if you get in cover, the enemy will catch up to you really quick and finish you off. so make sure to practice your melee. A small tip that goes with tip number 5, and that is never buy a melee that will not finish off an enemy in one hit. So save up your money until you get the one hit melee, and also there are melees that you don't want to buy, like the bat, because it just doesn't one tap people, and we don't like that, you know. It's garbage, it's doo-doo, it should be at the bottom of the tier list, okay? Just never buy the bat. You can't one hit people with it. It's good for meleeing, but not for throw melee, so keep that in mind. Now for our last and final tip to get better aim in Rogue Company, and that is to find the best settings for you. If you don't have the setting that fits for you, it could ruin it, to be honest with you, and it could just do worse than good. And anything and everything that you do in this tips tier list, whatever you want to call it, it will probably not work since you don't have a good setting. So what you want to do is find the best setting for you, so that you don't have to keep changing your settings, mixing up those muscle memory. And if you don't have a settings for yourself, I have a video just for that. It's gonna be on the top right corner of the screen or at the link of the description. So if you haven't found your own settings yet, I have a video for it, so make sure to check it out if you need to. But anyway, that's gonna be the video on how to get better on Rogue Company. If this video helps you, make sure to leave a like, and if you're brand new here, make sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Wake up,